Hi everyone and welcome to another Pilates horse rider session where today we are going to be working on your hips and your glutes. I hope that you can see everything clearly enough today. It's a little bit tricky with the lighting and the wind, so fingers crossed you can see and hear me okay. Any problems, if you're not sure what I'm saying, put it in the comments below and I will be able to fill you in afterwards. So we are going to start just waking up your whole body with a little bit of walking on the spot. And I'd like you to start thinking about connecting your whole body. So you're going to be thinking about your regular breathing patterns, making sure you're breathing down into the base of your lungs. Make sure that your ribs are sinking down towards your pelvis, and make sure that your pelvic floor is staying onto floor 3. Okay, we're going to give your arms a little bit of a breather. We're going to move straight into a slightly more difficult exercise called marching. So we're going to start off just with your legs. So you get the idea of you lifting each leg up as high as you can. Now we're going to add the arms back in again. So you're going to do diagonal pairs, just like you did with your walking a moment ago. Still trying to get your knees up as high as you can. Now your challenge is to see if you can do this going up onto your toes. So this is quite a tricky exercise to do, particularly if it's a bit windy. Try not to get blown over. This is great for getting your calves working as well. But it's really making sure your hip flexors work right up through their full range. Okay, let's give your legs and your arms a bit of a rest. A little walk on the spot. And we're going to do a nice hip opening exercise. So you might want to have your hands onto your headlights for this one. You're going to bring your leg up, out, and down. And the same with the other leg, up, out, and down. Try not to fall over. And try to open your hip as much as you can without cheating and moving through your body. So this is a hip opener, not a body twister. Open out through your hips as much as you can. Okay, one more with each leg. Really loosen off through your hips. And then we're going to move on to your curtsy exercise. You might want to keep your hands onto your headlights. So you're going to step sideways into a little curtsy, step sideways into a little curtsy. Trying to keep your shoulders level, headlights to the front. Okay, we're going to make this a little bit bigger now, so bigger step to the side, bigger step across, bigger step to the side, bigger step to the cross. I do hope you can see me as I move in and out of the shade. Okie doke. So bigger step across if you can. Make it that little bit bigger still. So we're going to make it harder in a second. Because what you're going to do is then go behind. So you do your step across and then step behind. So step across, step behind, step across, step behind. All the time. Shoulders stay level. Headlights stay to the front. Now we're going to see if you can combine the across and the behind. So it should look across and behind, across and behind. So that leg is now going out right behind you on an angle. Shoulders still stay level. Headlights as much as you can, keep them to the front. They will want to turn with you, but try to really avoid that. So then you're making all that movement come through your hips. Your glutes are working hard to stabilise you. Keep your headlights to the front. One more each way. Super job. Okay, onto the spot. Little walk, just give your glutes a bit of a breather. And we're going to move on to your clam. So again, hands onto your headlights if you want to. Bring one foot up. Check your shoulders are relaxed. And then we're taking your leg out and back in. Then we're going to add in your extension. Out. Like so, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Headlights to the front. And try not to wobble. So we're thinking about working the leg that's doing the extensions. You're also working the leg that you're standing on. So this is a great exercise for working both sets of glutes, but doing something completely different with each side and focusing on keeping relaxed through your upper body. Okay, we're going to swap and go to the other side. Same thing. So think level, relaxed shoulders, headlights to the front. And if you can, now we're not doing something quite as complicated as the curtsy, If you can, think about bringing your pelvic floor lift up onto floor 3. That would be even better. Super job, we'll do a couple more. Okie doke. Bring that leg down, a little walk on the spot. Just when you've worked your muscles really hard in one particular way, it's always good just to loosen them off so you don't get too crampy. We're going to move on to your star lunges. So again, hands onto your headlights is a good place to put them just so that they've got somewhere secure to be. We're going to go forwards, diagonal, fall over, side, diagonal behind you, and then behind. As you go back onto that bent knee, then we're going to go forwards again with the other leg, diagonal, sideways, diagonal back, back onto that bent knee. Okay, we're going to do that all again. This time focus on level shoulders, headlights to the front, making sure that you're not twisting through your headlights as you go. So forwards, diagonal, side, diagonal, back onto the bent knee, but we're going to do it in reverse now. So back onto the bent knee, diagonal, side, diagonal, and to the front. Okay, off with your second leg again, shoulders, headlights, all to the front. So all those changes of direction are coming from your hips and you're controlling it all through your glutes. Okay, we're going to go into reverse again. So back first, diagonal, side, diagonal, front. Okie doke. Keep your hands onto your hips, onto your pelvis. Check your pelvic floor is up onto floor 3. Point one leg out in front of you. If you can be soft on the other leg so you're not locked into that knee, try and do so. And we're going to do some arcs with this leg. So again, try to feel that your shoulders stay relaxed and level. Remember, tension is the enemy when you're riding. So you want to be able to work hard through your lower body, but keep relaxed and soft through your upper body. As you're doing this exercise, try to make sure all that movement comes through your hip again. So watch that you're not turning in through your foot. Try to keep your hip turning out as you go through the movement, but keep your headlights pointing to the front. It's a really tricky exercise to do. And do one more this way, particularly if you're on a slightly lumpy lawn. Catch your foot on it. Okay, so same with the other leg in front again. If you can slightly soften the leg you're standing on, even better. So again, you're doing those arcs, focusing on relaxed, level shoulders, headlights to the front. If you can do your pelvic floor onto floor 3, even better. Again, trying to turn out from the hip, making sure the foot isn't turning in, but also making sure you're not turning out by moving through your pelvis and your headlights. Hopefully your surface isn't quite as lumpy as mine. And do one more this leg. Okay, and then bring that foot back underneath. Another little walk on the spot, just loosen off around your hips. Okay, we're going to finish off with a little exercise, sort of combining a couple of different stretches around your hip area. So we're going to stand with your feet into a slightly wide position and arms out in front. We're going to go over onto one side into a nice stretch, and then you're going to take your hands onto your headlights and dip down. Come back up, over into a stretch, hands onto your headlights, dip down. Over into a stretch, headlights, dip down. And we're going to try and do the same thing the other way. So over, dip down. Over, dip down. Last one. Over, dip down. And then bring your feet back underneath you. Check you've got nice equal weight through both of your feet. Soften through your knees. Check your headlights are to the front. And then relax your shoulders back and down as you check that your spine is nice and tall and elastic. And I suggest after that you've worked the area around your hips quite hard, so you might want to go and do one of the cool down or even one of the warm-up sessions, because they're both quite good for just letting everything switch off a little bit. Well done if you got to the end of that without wobbling over or catching your feet on anything. I hope you found it useful, and I will see you again very soon. Bye bye.